She's a phenomenal player.
And when you've got someone who moves markets, you have to pay attention to that person.
The women have the headlines, they have the fans, they have the viewers. When the hell are they going to get paid?
College basketball has never seen a bigger star than Caitlin Clark.
And you know, it's true, there has been no one like Caitlin Clark.
They said it would never happen, that no woman in the WNBA would ever crack the $1 million mark. Not through league salary, not through influence, not even through raw talent. For years, the numbers told the story. Viewership limited sponsorships, cap contracts. The system was built to keep it that way, and then Caitlin Clark walked in overnight arenas sold out.
This was by far the best year the WNBA has ever had.
Who, by the way, I'm going to go there, who happens to be white and brought a level of attention and allure to the sport it had not received.
Jerseys flew off the shelves. Networks started fighting for broadcasting rights.
Set an all-time record for total television viewers at 54 million. They set an all-time record for the number of telecasts that reached at least 1 million viewers. They had their highest total attendance in more than 2 decades, up roughly 50% from last year. This was the kind of season that WNBA executives never imagined was even possible.
But while the league clapped politely and critics tried to downplay it as hype, something massive was brewing behind the scenes. A financial shift so powerful, it just rewrote the rules of professional women's sports. And now it's official, Caitlin Clark has become the first player in WNBA history to secure a salary package that crosses the $1 million threshold.
Caitlin Clark might be the first one to get up to $1 million.
It's a deal that's got veterans whispering, sponsors chasing, and the internet losing its mind. Because this isn't just a number.
She fills seats. She brings the cameras. She brings national publicity. We can lament it all we want to, but the fact of the matter is, Caitlin Clark is boxing.
It's a wake-up call. The league will never be the same again. So how did we get here? How did a rookie become the highest paid figure in WNBA history? Not in 10 years, but in her debut season. The answer isn't just in the money, it's in the movement. She started type #100 if you're Ariel Caitlin Clark fan.
Pretty exciting. One of the big reasons fans flock to State Farm Arena is, of course, the Caitlin Clark effect.
She's a wonderful player. She brought a lot of eyeballs.
I think one of the things I love about Caitlin the most, do the thing that she knows everyone wants.
Let's get on things straight. No one in WNBA history has ever touched a $1 million salary. Not Sue Bird, not Diana Taurasi, even MVPs like Asia Wilson.
To speak to her, to be around her, she's got charisma, she's got style, she's got bravado, she's got class, she's smart as hell. Communicates her thoughts very, very well. She is so incredibly marketable. I just think that she's elevating the profile of women's sports in a way that most women should deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate.
The league has operated under tight financial constraints for years, with rookie contracts capped at around $76,000 and top veterans barely clearing $250,000. For decades, WNBA players had to go overseas just to make a living.
These WNBA players playing overseas or playing in off-season leagues during their off-season because you're not making wages that are sustainable enough in the WNBA.
The entire Fever payroll is $1.2 million. That is less than the minimum salary for a single NBA player with a year's experience.
But Caitlin Clark didn't just bend the rules, she shattered them. So how did she hit the $1 million mark?
Fanatics sold more Clark jerseys in 1 hour after she was drafted than any other sport or player ever.
Their largest ever for a women's basketball player, complete with her own signature shoe in the works. Add that to major brand partnerships with State Farm, Gatorade, and Panini, and suddenly, her annual income skyrockets. According to sports finance analysts, these deals, combined with performance incentives and special promotional salary bumps, have pushed her total WNBA-related earnings well past the $1 million mark, making her the first in league history to do so.
But in addition to the jersey sales, Clark now has an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike that will include her own signature shoe. The deal is the richest sponsorship contract for a women's basketball player. She deserves it. She deserves it.
According to On3, her NIL valuation, meaning all of the money she made from her endorsements in college, currently sitting at $3.4 million. Nothing to sneeze at there. She was one of the highest paid college basketball players in that respect. but now she'll actually be getting paid to play the game in the WNBA. Unlike collegiate basketball, she can also earn more money in the WNBA offseason through league sponsorships, up to $250,000 on a player marketing agreement through the league itself. There's also a $500,000 bonus split between the two Commissioners' Cup teams, as well as a $500,000 playoff pool.
According to On3, her NIL valuation, meaning all of the money she made from her endorsements in college, currently sitting at $3.4 million. Nothing to sneeze at there. She was one of the highest paid college basketball players in that respect. But now she'll actually be getting paid to play the game in the WNBA, unlike collegiate basketball. She can also earn more money in the WNBA offseason through league sponsorships, up to $250,000 on a player marketing agreement through the league itself. There's also a $500,000 bonus split between the two Commissioners' Cup teams, as well as a $500,000 playoff pool.
But this isn't just about endorsements. What makes this moment historic is that Clark's income is now being viewed as WNBA salary, not side hustle money. These brands aren't just paying Caitlin Clark, the athlete. They're paying Caitlin Clark, the face of the WNBA.
Every fourth commercial would have had Caitlin Clark. This is Caitlin Clark walking down the street wearing a pair of Nikes, wearing a Nike shirt that says Caitlin Clark. Anything. Her face would be everywhere with a swoosh.
Her entire presence in the league, from her explosive college fan base to the TV ratings she pulls, has made her too valuable to ignore. She's not just a player, she's the product, and brands, networks, and even the WNBA itself have finally put real money on that value.
And guess what? It's going to change for the better, because Caitlin Clark's going to help it change for the better. All of a sudden, we're going to see Asia Wilson. She may get some more shine because she's...
This financial leap didn't come out of nowhere when she was drafted as the #1 first overall pick by the Indiana Fever. Some downplayed it as business as usual, but Clark's arrival immediately caused ripple effects the league had never seen before.
I think they obviously are taking winning and capitalizing off of this Caitlin Clark moment they have going.
The WNBA saw a boom like we have never seen. We saw Caitlin Clark come into the league. We saw the Caitlin Clark effect. We saw the influx in fans who flooded to the WNBA, and many of those were there for Caitlin Clark.
Her debut games were sellouts. The Fever's away games also sellouts. Social media engagement. Skyrocketed. Broadcasters started moving WNBA games into primetime slots. And behind all that buzz was one undeniable truth. This rookie was generating revenue on a level the league wasn't built to handle.
There is a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball and people wanting to watch. If she's playing, they will come, they will watch.
The $1 million payday, it's not a bonus. It's compensation for transforming an entire league's economy. Overnight, Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive in the WNBA, she detonated into it. Before Sheaver stepped onto a professional court, her name was already driving the headlines.
WNBA tried to capitalize on her popularity and crammed a lot of games in over a short amount of time, playing against the best teams in the WNBA.
But what's happening now is far beyond hype. It's structural change. Clark has forced the WNBA to confront a reality it's long avoided. When fans show up, when eyes are watching, when players move the culture, the money has to follow, and no one is moving the culture like Caitlin Clark.
The ratings were phenomenal because of Caitlin Clark. But we all realize that Caitlin Clark single-handedly is responsible for the WNBA mattering.
The one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in.
Everywhere she goes, the numbers follow. Indiana Fever games, both home and away, are consistently selling out, something unheard of for the franchise in recent history.
While Caitlin is fantastic, and I think she's going to have an incredible career in the WNBA,
who's going to be the next face of the NBA? We don't get to decide that. The marketplace decides that. The people have chosen Caitlin Clark.
Networks like ESPN and ABC are bumping women's games into prime time slots. All because Clark's matchups outperform expectations. Social media engagement has exploded. Her clips trend within minutes. Her plays get covered by mainstream outlets and fans, many of them first. Timers to the WNBA are tuning in because she's on the court. It's no longer just about basketball. It's about entertainment marketability.